1, 2.
Hello, everyone. Hey, ATH fam, how's it going? How you are all good and enjoying ETHWarsaw so far? Great, great.
Good
great.
food.
Yeah. First, big thanks that you take a time to join us and discuss about the gaming. Is it underhyped, overhyped? Let's discuss about it and let's figure out. Maybe we can also discuss about the bond between, this what is happening right now, this traditional gaming and Web3 gaming. But first of all, I would like to introduce myself shortly. I'm ETHWarsaw, co-founder of MetaPro and CEO. MetaPro is a gaming ecosystem, marketplace, wallet environment for releasing and listing the games and the gaming asset. And joining me today are Tom Kopera from Olympics and Lucas Pleva from ETHWarsaw. Guys, you want to share with us a few words about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Tom Kopera, CEO of Olympics. Olympics is an infrastructure to build, host, and monetize competitive skill games, bringing engagement to Web3 gaming. That's just briefly.
Yeah, I'm Lucas. I'm head of blockchain economy in the project called ETHWarsaw, and this is the RPG game built with Unreal 5 and Aleph Zero blockchain.
All right, because we got only 30 minutes to cover all this wild and massive topics, so just let's roll rolling and start discussing about the subtitles which I prepared for you. So, first, my question is about: is it truly the Web3 gaming a game changer for gamers and game developers? Because this is what we are seeing on the market. It's mostly a kind of MVP, and I think it's a proper time to put on the table this question. Have we got a real value for the gamers and for the game developers? And what is your experience on that field, guys?
You want to start, Luke?
No, you can go.
All right, so I think the answer is yes, okay, that's for sure. And just to expand on that. In terms of game developers in that group, I believe that blockchain brings finally a new ways on how to monetize games. That's one. So, instead of preparing for months, the publishing or bringing your games to Steam, making everything looks and works perfectly, you can easily build a game and start monetizing that within your community with the use of smart contracts. Just a couple of examples that we are doing with Olympics is just monetizing decentralized tournaments or duels or bringing leaderboards are part of the monetization strategies. With the use of blockchain, you can do it immediately and instantly. So that's one of these kind of features, right? The other thing is that, especially in competitive gaming, that's our field, blockchain can be like a really great resource for bringing security. So that's something that builds a lot of trust around a studio, even though it's like a starting studio, small studio, or just a bunch of indie developers that are building games. They can use blockchain as a security, right? So that's one thing. Then for the players itself, whole variety of different experiences. Obviously, asset ownership and being independent on like big game day studios. They can move their assets as their owners. That's one of these. Maybe we'll expand more on that. From the perspective of players in competitive gaming, this is like, again, a whole bunch of new experiences. Being able to jump into the decentralized esports tournament, something that was normally available for like pro players, now can be organized in a decentralized way. So that's one of these examples. So I think there's like a lot of use cases being built actually after the first run and play and learn trend. We are now seeing more and more like mature use cases, like more relevant use cases of blockchain in gaming. But it's going to evolve. It's not like there's like set in stone and that's what we have is going to last. As you said, most of it is still like an MVP, right? Yeah. And it's gonna evolve.
Lucas?
Okay. So I will take a bit different approach because Tom explained quite a lot how actually it can be game changing. But for me, question is like how to do that actually, because from the side of like game designers, game developers, these traditional game developers actually they are not trust the blockchain yet. I mean, they don't know how to build it. So we need actually simpler solutions for game developers, like out from the box, they can actually integrate the game with. And this is like also what they're doing. Like for the players, from other hand, we need to create good games because we obviously know that many blockchain games wasn't so good design yet. I mean, the first let's say wave was actually quite poor game design. So we need actually good games which will be competitive with the actually traditional games. They will like attract the players, and the players, let's say, will just be something that small studios, average, I mean, medium-sized studios will see, and they will start making more and more blockchain games. Yeah, we need to be actually, we should realize that AAA studios will be not the first to adopt this actually Web3 because they're making money on selling you repeatedly same things like FIFA cards or like, you know, like skins, which actually you can't later sell at least legally. So yeah, for me the challenge is actually, because game changing is for sure, but we need to convince two groups of people: game designers, game developers, and the players itself.
I can agree to that. That is like a huge challenge. In the same time, I think like ourselves, like I mean, not the Olympics, but the market itself. That's how I define it. Just got overexcited for what the technology can bring, and the first initial kind of move was how to make more of the monetization thanks to blockchain. Maybe gaming was desperately looking for alternatives to free-to-play and other models, and that was like a low-hanging fruit. It failed, as we all know, and now it's like a process of having that more mature. So this is like a big challenge now, like what to actually do to not only focus on like tokenomics, on like monetizing instantly, but just to bring some evolutionary, more than maybe revolutionary steps into enhancing gaming with the Web3 tech. Yeah.
This is what I'm looking on the market from perspective of platform which listed the games and the gaming asset is a user acquisition, and maybe it's more the question to you, Tom, about the monetization of the user in Web3 gaming, because from my perspective it's a game changer. So this is what we are not seeing on traditional gaming industry so far. How to monetize game using Web3, gamers monetization in the games, and how to use the competitive games in those aspects. And I know that you're representing two different views, so you deliver to the market engine for the scenario like this. You are using different scenarios and creating some user acquisition in your own way. So we can discuss a little bit more about this user acquisition and monetization.
Yes, so user acquisition is one thing, then user monetization is the other thing, right? So they're like, you know, separate strategies. In terms of the monetization, let's focus on this one. Like, I'll give you just a very simple example with the use of blockchain. Like, just three of us on a panel sitting, right? So let's imagine we're just pulling our mobile phones, right? And we just joined a common game. Let it be like a casual game, like, I don't know, a minute or two of a gameplay. But prior to the game, I set up that there is a participation fee, right? Like, I don't know, $5. Like, all of us connect the wallet, right? And if you want to participate, let's just deposit like 5 USDC, okay? And then let's imagine that you might won, okay? Then at the end of the gameplay, instantly, you get like a prize pool from us, right? And that's how you can win like a real money reward within the competitive gameplay. That's one of the scenario. But on the other hand, it's deducted with some transaction fee for the game developers. So it's like a mutually beneficial monetization model with the use of blockchain. It just happens instantly. On the contrary to many of the leaderboards and tournaments where it all looks good on the surface, but then you speak to the pro players and they tell you that they receive the rewards like after a month or 2 or 3 or even more, right? So blockchain brings this beauty of like instant delivery of these rewards and kind of having this model of competitiveness and monetization available for like all game developers. So that's just one of the examples. I'm just curious about Lucas and his kind of thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, so we are making game, so we have a bit different like approach than Olympics, but like when it comes to user acquisition, when it comes to like gamers, because for now crypto games attracting mostly like people who are a bit into crypto, they know how to like make a wallet and like the transactions, they have account in the exchanges and so on. And for me actually, and I'm saying this always when I'm on the conference, the goal of Web3 is to disappear. I mean, to be invisible technology. So to actually acquire the players, especially those from mainstream, we need to make Web3 to disappear and to like enter to the Web3 gaming should be easy, same as is onto online gaming traditional. So not all players will need non-custodial wallets. Some of them who are more focused on privacy, on ownership, they will do. But some of them will need some easier onboarding. So the easy onboarding is one of the most important things for us to acquire the more players from outside, let's say the crypto to scale. And when it comes to monetization, like this is everything comes to the fair monetization, because like what is not fair nowadays in many games, that games are made like unfinished, and like people paying for these games, they can't give it back. Monetization is aggressive, but actually brings like sometimes no value for people, or if they invest time in their games, they can't actually get this money back, even fraction of it. So when it comes to blockchain games, when you have ownership and you play MMO game like 200 hours and you like scale up your character, or you buy the items, or you actually find them, like kill a boss, something drops out, you can later sell it. You can later, like, let's say, monetize this time a bit from, it will be not only entertainment, it will be also just some kind of benefit where you can just sell to the new player who coming to the game. And this will be, the infrastructure will be provided, so this will be much easier. But yeah, I hope this is the way to monetize. And yeah, one more thing is there is generation gap, in my opinion. Like young players who playing usually Roblox or Fortnite, they are really open to buying like skins. And then there are, like old players who are like, let's say 30, 40 years old now, who already know this like traditional games from the past. They really like don't like any additional content. So actually we can't convince them, let's say. We should focus on this new generation, which are even without the blockchain, like really open for actually additional payments and monetization. They're okay, really fine with that.
Thanks that you touched this topic about the gamers onboarding in the games. I think it's the biggest challenge for us, for the industry, not only for gaming, but also for DeFi and other platforms which are dealing with Web3. I'm a Web3 maximalist, so I'm always looking for solution how to onboard traditional user gamers using Web3 as a Web3. But I know that a lot of projects are looking for something like 2.5 or half or something like this, and looking for some solution which is half-half Web3 and traditional onboarding of the games. What is your opinion, guys, on which side you are? For sure, I'm on the side of Web3, but maybe you not agree with me, and you can discuss about it.
So definitely Olympics is on both sides, right? So our primary value proposition is all about building skill games effectively, right? And bringing that opportunity for everyone. So both Web2 studios and Web3 studios, right? But every single game built on us is blockchain ready. So there is a trick here, kind of a bridge. So we are waiting for Web2 developers when they mature, kind of get to the point when they want to switch to more of the Web3 component. And with every single game built on Olympics, they can actually start plugging in different components from our partners or start monetizing on chain, right? That's one thing. We're trying to serve as a bridge, bringing them something that they enjoy today and they can explore even further in the future, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is, as I mentioned, the monetization side, and that's what kind of circles back to what Luke said. I think still that blockchain should be more of an underlying technology. Okay, so for the crypto natives, that's for sure. Let them connect the wallets and just use the monetization strategies. But I don't see a single reason why shouldn't we in the future start on-ramping fiats and like provide like a unified experience for non-crypto natives. So definitely we will be pursuing the path of covering both Web 2 and Web 3 worlds, and we are like big believers of blending these worlds. Yeah.
Yeah. So in my opinion, like this is the like temporary. We actually now in this like I also prefer Web3 like because this gives some advantages, but actually. We need to scale to people who are still not crypto native, who don't know that. So this Web 2.5, how do you want to name it? It's actually the time when we will scale it to make it easier for people. But on the end, when actually whole industry grows and people will start being aware of how it works, the technology gets more friendly. That on the end, people will end up being all Web3 native. Same like like. My grandma, she don't know how to use smartphone when like 20 years ago. Now actually I see many like old ladies using smartphone easily. So they are like already smartphone native. And this transformation will just go. And I can say that for me the Web3 technology is like evolution more because especially in the gaming in the gaming side because the game is not the like only technology. Game is medium, and actually this is like something which not only 0-1. Just people have different feelings when they're playing games. Sometimes like creators thinking the game is good, later the reviews say totally different. So the adaptation actually will take time. Yeah, this is the like why we should communicate things, changes, and like people slowly adapt. Everyone in his speed.
Yeah, I'm comparing this stage of we are right now to very early stage of internet when setting your computer or even email was a challenge for most of the people. So, in your opinion, right now it's rather the more user friendly UI in games and app and the user flow, or it's rather teach them, gamers, how to use it and convince to switch to this. Maybe a little bit switch their mind to use Web3 instead of traditional games. So how you are dealing with, I know that you are on both sides, so Olympics is dealing also with Web 2 and Web 3 games, so maybe it's not a huge challenge for you, but...
Well, like just speaking of the Web 3 side, I think like even before or prior to onboarding players to Web3, you should convince web developers to start using the beauty of the technology, right? So I remember speaking with many developers like, at Gamescom, at GDC, and like these big gaming conferences, the very first moment they hear like, NFT or whatever, like something related to Web3 gaming, they're just, 95% of them are, oh, no, I'm not touching it. But then in the second attempt, when we explained to them like how in a native approach we implement blockchain for security, for settlements, etc., they start to be open, right? But they are the ones who take care on the user acquisition or the publishers, but still we need to convince them first in order to be able to effectively onboard players. That's our belief.
Yeah. So I agree with Tom. Actually, we need education, and what is beautiful about Web3 gaming in generally like crypto projects, it's actually community, and this is like many projects are community focused. This connection it's much deeper than in traditional games. Of course, they are like traditional games which actually have also their really good connection with the communities. And on the end, such games are usually much better than like games which doesn't care about community feedback during the development. The good example is lately the Baldur's Gate 3, which actually was 2 years in the early access, and such game makes actually like really good improvement. So for me, this actually convincing the developers which making traditional games, it's actually like the education, but also for players. If we already gain them to join our Discord server or any community place by making them easier onboarding. Later, we can use this place, our marketing team, to educate them, and they will switch to Web3 full, and they will happy from using this technology, what it offers. So,
yeah. All I can say is like we experience that at all the conferences. Big players are coming. I mean, like lately, just we spoke with the company called WeMade. Maybe some of you know them. They're from Korea. Like, the company is hiring like 1,700 people, and 1/3 of that team is on Web3 side. Okay, they're making like a bold moves, and they're not just the only one. So there's a lot of traffic coming, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, about the big players, my next question, which I prepared for you, was about the direction of Web3 gaming. Is a mobile, desktop, or browser? But just a few moments before we start the panel, I read the news about the Avalanche, that they released the first Web3 game on PlayStation. And in my opinion, it changed a little bit this topic. So, is it a changer for us or not? Should we look in on this and figure out maybe it's a time when the AAA and big players come to the market and what's your opinion and how you are feeling dealing with developers and publishers, companies which are preparing the games right now? I know that mostly it's a small games, it's a small the market is built by the small publishers, just as several triple, AA games on the market, but maybe opening the door on the platforms change a little bit this view.
Looking at the statistics, I think like mobile segment is growing and will be growing with the growth of and capacity of the internet. Multiplayer games on mobile is something that is becoming pretty much natural and normal, and we see a lot of movements in skill gaming in mobile, right? So that's one thing. I wouldn't say like any of these platforms is going to be left behind for any reasons, like also on desktop, why not? But like my bet is like mobile is going to get more and more of attraction there. Why is that? It's easy to access. You can play whenever you want, especially when you have like casual games that can be built faster. So we can see more of the experiments, like the feedback loop is faster. For the AAA games, I think some of them that started to be built like maybe last year or 2 years ago, you start to see the results, and they will be coming, that's for sure. But you just see them upcoming in the years, right? When in terms of the numbers, there will be way more of more casual titles, and I rather associate it with more on the like traffic on mobile. So that's my bet.
So we are building a AA game, and the time development of such game is around 3-4 years. So this is like hard from the perspective of like Web3, because this is really dynamic, and everything changes so quickly. So like until we finish the game, there will be already massive changes in adaptation of this technology, in like ideas how to use it. I think in the like mobile market, like Tom mentioned, actually you're building much faster. You can iterate much faster. This is why the bigger budget titles would not join this so quickly. But of course, like something like PlayStation joining this is a really good idea, in my opinion. Actually, opening like for more casual and like more traditional players. I can only say that like I'm tracking, for example, a company called Square Enix is famous from producing traditional games, but they try to do on the NFTs and on Web3 games. They create a mobile game which they advertising on Twitter, and like the case is only that bigger company they have bigger problem with adaptation, not only from the this difference, like how actually time development it's long, but also that the monetization way is different between the blockchain games and traditional games, and they need to build such skill. And why I'm saying, I mean, I'm quite sure about that, because I know people who create the like successful NFT collections, which later they add many features to it and successfully sell. And from other hand, the many people who coming from big companies, like big brands, fashion brands, who want to repeat this success, they can't, because they are not crypto native. So for sure, it's easier for all crypto native game developers to succeed in this market than to be like big publisher and trying to change into being the like Web3 developer.
But sometimes for big publisher, it's much difficult to join to the new technology, because it's the bigger effort, and they need to reserve some bigger resources inside of the huge company and structure. So sometimes it's much easier for smaller companies to start switching to Web3. Tom, what's your opinion? How you see what kind of the games and developers mostly cooperating with you, with your company and building? It's a mobile or it's a desktop? It's a browser games. I know that the platform is not right now on the market. It's a very fresh news. So, which direction is right now the most popular?
I don't see like a very clear pattern. Be it like 100% of them are mobile or something. I would rather say size-wise, they're rather like the teams of like a small mid-game dev studios, because what we bring to them is something that was not accessible for a variety of reasons, starting with the complexity of the process and costs that normally they need to take. So we open up like a new opportunity. Doesn't mean that we are not talking to like bigger studios, but like the best customer here and who is moving in the fastest way are the smaller studios. And relating to what you said, for the like big players, they need, as you said, like dedicate more of the resources, make like a more concentrated bet. They have a lot of compliance overhead. But what they do, what we see, they're just buying smaller studios and experimenting under the cover of some brands that you never know that Sony is doing something, because they just bought a bunch of different studios and they're just using them for experimenting. That's how they learn. That's how the big players learn, and that's what we see is happening as well.
And probably the last question of our panel to you, Lucas, was the direction of metaverse right now.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, this is my like metaverse is my favorite buzzword, because like everyone imagine different thing when it's hear about it, and like obviously we are quite far from Real Player One level. Even actually their VR it's exploding, and there are other like motion capture technology get smaller and easier, but. Like for me, and this is what approach we choose in our game, is actually building the good game first with good game mechanics, and later adding the social features, which will expand the gaming experience. And the social features, this will be the first metaverse, because this is already what it's now happening in this field. So there is a connection of the game mechanics, something like really interesting to get into it. Like story-driven, like some quests and things, and then like social features, which are a metaverse.
Just one 30-second comment.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak with Sebastian. Yeah, I had a chance to speak with Sebastian. He's a co-founder of Sandbox, as you might know, and I know that they're working on bringing competitive experiences into metaverse. They see that they need to do something within the metaverse to bring users, that's one thing, and to make the users stick to the metaverse, right? So that's what they do. They do have challenges though, and this is what we see is happening within other metaverses as well. So they're thinking how to bring these different, maybe mini games, maybe some other experiences to bring people in, to bring something that will make these users stick to the metaverse. So this is like the biggest challenge, and gaming is playing an important role there.
Okay, thank you guys that you joined me. Thank you for your time, and have a good time on after party and other panels. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.